Okei, kaikki aina okei. Yeah, it's done. Took a while, sorry about that, but on the other hand, you get it for free, and I don't have any parts here or shit like that, so it's done when it's done. I regard programming kind of like a modern handicraft profession, like carpenter or potter. You create stuff with your hands and computer, and I kind of like wanted to amuse myself and try different kind of things, and I don't know, like at one point I had kind of like 8 branches of kind of like with different stuff that were not compatible with each other, and I don't know, programmers know what I'm talking about. But yeah, anyway. And what the hell is he talking about? May some new people ask now. I'm talking about Delugeator, which used to be a kit editor for Synthstrom Deluge, and now it's kind of like a kit editor and a synth viewer and a random synth creator and a random kit creator and all that stuff. So yeah, let's take a look. Oh, and while editing the video, I noticed that I forgot to say that this new Delugeator 2 is made with Net 6 instead of Net Core 3.1. So to run it, you have to get the new Net 6 runtime. But the link is in a manual, and you can basically Google it, and I probably add it also in the description, so get it. That's all. Let's continue. And okay, here it is when it opens. You may see, if you have used the older version, you may see that I had to make some amendments here. I wanted to make this kind of like look like Deluge, so that everything was in buttons, but there were just too many buttons, and I had to make a menu here, up here, where there's stuff. I will now try to kind of go through the new features and stuff. I won't go through the whole thing. There's still the older video, and if you need some help, you can always grab the manual. Read the fucking manual. Yeah, it's recommended. So, let's start the show, the tour, by creating a new kit. Let's start from kits. New kit is here in the menu, new kit. And bongs, here it is. As you can see, also Delugeator has gotten the OLED display upgrade, or something that tries to approximate it a bit, like this. Most of the stuff that was there here in the last version is still here. It may have been a bit rearranged and moved around, and some additional parameters added that were missing from the first case, but it's basically the same. But then we go to sounds. There's nothing here, and all the buttons are missing. Where are they? They are in the sound menu here. So let's create a new sound. And here you can see first big change. There's a sample browser. You can basically, let's load a kick. Where's my kicks? There. You can basically click and preview the sound. Oh my god. Kind of funky. Yeah, let's pick this one. You can either double click it, or and if you want to stop this, then you can click it again. Yeah, but let's pick this one, double click, dick, and it appears. Some changes here, I try to bring the oscillators, they are here side by side, and it has been a bit rearranged and so on. But basically it's still the same here. And let's load a couple of more sounds. Just a moment. Now we have loaded some sounds here. As before, you can preview the sounds here. And this is a combination of, if I had also, let's put here a second oscillator sound, just something random. Yeah. So this is a combination of the different sounds that you hear here. They are not too differences. Most of these things, the settings here, as you remember, they don't do nothing. I don't have any effects or reverbs here, but the volumes actually work, and also sample start and end times, they are set up correctly. Even though you can test the sounds individually, I think the most important thing about the drum kit is also how the sounds fit together. And when I was changing my audio library to in-audio, just to make it a bit better from earlier version, I found out that they had a nice demo of a drum machine. And then I kind of like took it and adapted it very heavily to my own purposes. And what do you know? We have a drum machine here now. So basically you can program a beat here, something like that. It works a bit like Deluge. You just click here. Let's play. I don't know if it's really accurate, if it's to 120, but it's close enough. And this has kind of like this funny swing in it, but it's funky. I like it. But you can edit on the fly. Test and groove to your kit. And of course, if you load another kit, just load a preset, the good old 808. 8, oh motherfucking 8. Pattern actually persists. It's available here also. And you can change back. And if you add additional, they won't of course be available in a kit that has less stuff in it, but it's still there. And you can break faster or slower. Yeah, I had a lot of fun making that, and it's actually it's pretty useful. It's very nice to test these live. Of course, as I said, only volume, oscillator volume, and sample start and stop actually are displayed here. Nothing else. So anything else that you add to these settings, you have to, of course, test in Deluge. You won't know anything about that. But yeah. Yeah, it's fun. Trust me. And when we look at this, some people may wonder, hey, where's all the stuff that was here? It's now in here in settings. Yeah, because Delugeator now has settings that actually are saved from session to session, so you don't have to enter them all again every time. What's here in general settings is the sample subfolder where the samples are stored. You can add your own path here for kits and also for synths. I'll come to that soon. And then there's the stuff about how samples will be copied, and will this overwrite presets when saving. And also one mention about the sample browser. The sample browser is it's a very simple thing. So there's not any possibility to, for example, to change drives or stuff like that. So if you want to change drive, then basically you have to uncheck this and save, and after that, when you try to add a new sound, it opens like this, like it used to, just this file. And here, of course, you can select drives and so on. And when you do the selection, when you do the sample selection, the path is saved. And when you switch this on again, then it's again this one. So the idea is basically that you can like have your own sample archive, and you can set the path to that, and then you can browse it, and like I do. Yeah, but the settings, back to settings. The sound template that's used, remember that Delugeator had and has this possibility to save individual sound and load individual sound with the sample and the settings to a new kit. So if you like some sound, you can go here and you can archive it and then load it back. And you can also, there's instructions in a manual, you can also move them to the installation folder of Delugeator, and then you can basically use the same settings over and over. This default is the default setting, the way that Deluge creates new sounds. But you can change it, it's changeable. Here I have this one huge kick here. So I don't remember if this was in the last video, but anyway, if I save this and then create a new sound, for example this. This had some settings so that new sounds are automatically generated with huge reverb. But you can set it up, you can have as many of these as you want and change them from settings. Yeah. Saving in a kit works the same way as it does before. There are save buttons here, save and save as. They work as yeah, well, I think most of you have used the program with save and save as. This saves the same, this save, this, you save this as with a new name. and they can also be found here. And there's also functionality save all, that where you can save all the stuff that's on this list that has been changed. That was also there before, but it's now here. But yeah, synths. Delugeator now supports synths, and that actually came from when some people asked that could Delugeator support synth drums, kit sounds, and synths. It's a kind of like a basic structure. It's the same, but then it's a bit different. So same but different. This was kind of like the most biggest internal upheaval that I got this working, because then I decided that if I'm going to add them to kits, then let's just see the synths, the other synths, all the synths also here. Since in Deluge it's a bit hard to see sometimes what the synth settings are, what is it doing, to find out. And it would be really, I thought it would be really nice to see the synths here in this user interface, to see its internal workings, how is it done. Even though, of course, you can play it in here at all. But yeah, let's load the synth. Ta-da! Oh, yes, a synth. It's just this one sound with all the settings. In earlier version, you couldn't set up oscillator type. It was set up as sample, and you couldn't touch it. But here you can actually select all the stuff here that's available. Even though FM is here, to actually kind of like make an FM synth, if you want to edit synths here, you have to, it's not here, you have to select this from mode. Set this to FM mode, and then it's change it from oscillators to carrier and modulators, because that's the FM thing, how that works. Even though it's kind of like internally the same, but different. But here it is. You can view it, you can edit it, you can save it. If you kind of like want to recreate some kind of synth that you know how it's done on another machine, this is actually a pretty good way to get it done faster than in Deluge, if that's your thing. I found a very good use for it, and I'm getting into that very soon. Oh yeah, and also I said that this came from the kit synth support, so does this also load kits that are made of synths? Yes. Here's a couple of FM kits made from synths, and yeah, they display here, although of course they won't play in the test drum machine, but there you go. But first, one other new feature. For that, I must first save this new kit. Let's put it in here, somewhere there, for example. Yeah, now bling, and it saved it. Okay, the export functionality. With all the Deluge, that was kind of like a problem, that you created these kits and then they will be all over the place. So basically, what this new functionality does is that you load up a list of stuff that you want to move. Basically, the target is usually your Deluge SD card that's attached to some card reader on your machine. And then you select Tools and Export All. And now you can select a folder. That's, for example, video test folder here that I made just and select folder, and ding! Now it informs that 4 presents have been copied to video test folder. And if we look at the video test folder, there's our 3 kits. They have been moved here, and our 1 synth has been moved here, and also all the samples associated to this have been moved here. This is probably this Andrew kit, and then there's 808 kit has been moved here. It copies the folder structure also. So if your kits, if you save your kits to a subfolder, that's now possible. Then the subfolder gets also copied here, and the samples are moved according to the subfolders also here. So basically, this just moves all your stuff here, and it's a very easy way to copy a lot of stuff to your SD card. Okay, as I said just earlier, that when I had kind of like made this synth support, then I thought about how that could be made, well, useful, kind of like, and then I thought it would be fun to have a random synth generator, since I like that on Hydra synths. It's a lot of fun to create these really weird synths that are nothing like the presets that you have on Hydra. And I made a separate video about it earlier, and also I actually made it, released it on the net, so you can create your Deluge random synths on the net, and also of course it's available here. So let's clear this up. All of these done, and on synth you can see random synth here. So let's generate a random synth. Let's generate another and another, and these are all here, and the settings used for creating these are in here. The video I made earlier kind of like explains this, how it works, but basically you can here you can select what parameters you want to randomize, and also this sets kind of like this probability of how much. The actual change, this is based on the default synth always, and actual change, it's kind of like a triangular distribution, and with this you can make it kind of like wider and wider, so it, the possibility of larger change comes more and more probable. And you can you can select the amount for that, and you can select if everything or just something is randomized. And here you can also select number of modulations, and it's possible for you to, like in the web version, to select kind of like this pre-defined template of how much you want to everything get randomized. And also the hardcore mode is here. Hardcore mode means basically there are some restrictions here, like saturation and delay amount parameters, that if they get really randomized, they, especially the delay, it can get ear splitting. So this it's usually kind of like seduced so that it can't get that big. For example, with delay, the delay time can get very random, but amount change kind of like mild. unless you click the hardcore mode and then you are on your own. I'm not responsible for the damage to your speakers. But that's available here, and you can also, of course, randomize the options. Why not? Yeah, but this is basically, it's the same engine, it's the same stuff that's also on the Random Deluge website, Random Deluge Synth website. It's available also here. And then, after I kind of like made this, then I also thought it would be kind of fun to have random kits also. And there's a separate video about this, but I will explain this very briefly here also. The random kits are a bit different thing than these random synths. Since a random synth, it's just one very random sound when it's randomized to the maximum. But with kits, you get many different random sounds, and if you randomize them a lot, it's very chaotic, incredibly chaotic. I have tested this. I have some examples also in the other video, but yeah. But how random kits basically work is that here for random kits we have two settings here. One it looks almost the same. This sets up the parameters if you want to set up. You don't have to, because I think this is the kind of like more interesting one is here. You select 10 folders on your machine. Well, you don't have to select all of them. You can leave some blank. But basically, if you select 10 folders, then the random kit generator will pick up one sample file from this folder for this sound. Or actually, if you feel both oscillators here, then it will feel both oscillators. And basically, as you can maybe see here, I have kind of like feel this, it helps to do this if you are kind of like arrange your sounds, that your kicks and snares and hi-hats are all in one folder, like I have, since I'm an organized man. So I have set this up so that there's kick, snare, hi-hat, open hi-hat, and so on and so on. And you can use this to generate just basic kits, sample kits, or you can click here also randomize, and then the sound gets randomized according to these parameters. These are very much the same as with random synth. There are some differences. There's sample start and sample end are here, and also reverse chance. The chance that the sample is reversed, but it's basically very similar, and you can also set up it from here, this menu, and you can randomize it and all that stuff. So if we can like try this out, let's create a random kit. Bling, there's random kit. Let's start this drum machine. Yeah, it's. I have noticed that it's a very fun way to create new kits, especially if you can like arrange it, the folder structure, maybe a bit more interesting, or well, as you like it. And also, when you had generated this, it's also possible. You go to sound menu. to actually click sound and randomize it according to the settings that you have made here. These settings. Let's put it extreme. And let's randomize this sample. Join. Oh my god, this will this will probably sound very interesting. Yeah, but random kits, these are really fun, and as I said 2 times already, there's another video about these. So that's basically it. I think I have probably forgotten something. There's been a lot of internal changes in here and stuff like that. But yeah. But if someone asked, "What did you do for a year and a half?" I did this. Well, I did a lot of other stuff too, but that's another story. But yeah, it's available from link below there somewhere, and yeah, and I don't know. Have fun with it, hopefully. At least I am. And so on.